Now, one thing is very clear, that the leak has taken place.
Yes, in one center.
No, whether one center that's what you have to decide.
We will have to.
The fact that the sanctity of the examination is now compromised is beyond doubt.
Correct.
That there has been a leak.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Now, question is, Mr. Solicitor, how widespread is that breach?
Patna also, the paper leak is not an admitted fact. But my learned friend relied upon that press note kind of a thing.
No, it is an admitted fact. This is later in the affidavit. But can we deny the fact that a leak of question papers?
Yes. But
the complete cover of it is admitted in the
Bihar police, on that very day on which some news reporting came, which my learned friend Mr. Huda read, we issued this press that this is false. This is not our briefing to the media.
No, but it's the case of NTA today that there is no leak.
It's not a style.
Leak is admitted. The fact is admitted in the complaint. Mr. Solicitor, Mr. Kaushik, we take it that it's an admitted fact that there is a leak. Yes. There is no question about it. The nature of the leak is what we are determining.
Yes,
actually we are asking question. The fact that there was a leakage of question papers cannot be disputed. Now, what is the consequence of the leak would depend upon the extensive nature of that leak.
If it was a contained leak or uncontained?
I'll tell you one thing. You don't cancel a whole examination merely because two students have committed a malpractice. Likewise, assuming that there is a leak, we don't live in an ideal world. There should be no leak. But before we decide to order a retest, we must be careful about what is the nature of that leak, because we are conscious of the fact that we are dealing with the careers of 23 lakhs.
That is absolutely right.
And asking 23 lakh students to reapply for an examination, together with the preparation, cost, travel, and dislocation of admission schedules.
Unfortunately, there is no other choice. Unfortunately, there is no other choice. Paper has been leaked.
Now, therefore, we want to know this. Therefore, we would like to know first the entire process which is place. Two, what is the nature of the FIRs which have come forth? How was the leak? What is the point of time at which the leak took place? How was the leak disseminated? These are important questions. And next, very important, what are the actions which the Government of India and MTA have taken to identify the wrongdoing students or the beneficiaries of the wrongdoing?
Correct. Now we have understood your Lordship's question. They are very pertinent question, and that would ultimately lead. But I'll just give an example.
One second, Mr. Solicitor, we also want to know what are the steps which are being taken by the NTA and by the government to identify the beneficiaries of the leaks, because that we have to be ruthless in identifying the beneficiaries.
We also have to be ruthless,
right? Because anybody who has breached the examination is not entitled to be there as a successful student.
Those who are identified, their results are but give me an example.
How many we want to know? How many have been identified?
Yes.
But more than how many have been identified, we want to know what was the course of action which was taken by the government.
So kindly allow me to give an example. But for the time being, leave Bihar. I will not call the police also. I will not take instructions. Take for example Godhra. Godhra incident, it passes on as a paper leak case. It's not a paper leak case. What happened was, there was one superintendent of one particular center called Jai Jalaram School. His name is Tushar Mehta. But he arranged with certain students that he didn't have the paper. But he said that whatever answers you can confidently answer, you give the answers. These are multiple choice questions with negative marking. And therefore, I would have a window of 3 hours before, after I take your papers back, and I seal it and send it to the concerned authority. Fortunately, the authorities, the district magistrate came to know about this. It must have percolated from somewhere. Therefore, the moment examination started, the entire district administration and entire police administration was there. The papers after the examination were taken in their custody, sealed in their presence and sent, and that man was arrested. Now from his mobile, there were several video chats which were found. And we could identify that these were the people with whom he was in touch. So those identified students, their papers are, their results are with him. And they are issued show cause notices. Why should they not be?
So we want to know totally.
They are not concerned about Godhra, but they are concerned about Patna. Patna is the leakage. Godhra, we are not complaining. I am only about paper leakage, Patna. Nothing else. All others are minor issues. All are minor issues. Nobody will ask for a cancel of the examination.
Overall in the entire country, how many students whose results have been withheld owing to what we are discussing today? Individual, one student cheating from another student, we are not bothered about.
Absolutely.
And the law will take its own course.
Yes.
How many students are there whose results have been withheld as a result of the systemic, so we won't say systemic, as a result of the leakage which
leakage.
So, and where are those students situated? We want to see the geographical distribution of those students. Are they in one state? Are they in multiple states? Where are they situated? And third, now one more thing which we'd like to also dwell on is the following justice, the order passed by the bench presided over by Honorable Justice Vikramath in the vacation. 1563 students, there was a retest. That was held on the 23rd of June or 21st of June. 23rd of June.
It has been last Saturday.
Now, one second. Just tell us for this examination now. Are we still in the process of identifying the wrongdoers in terms of the students? We're not talking about those who are perpetrators, but beneficiaries. Have we been able to completely identify the students who are the beneficiaries, or is that process still ongoing?
The answer is no.
For instance, one second. For instance, look, if we have no go, we'll have to cancel the exam.
Right. But there has been no effort whatsoever on that side.
As a court,
yes,
this cancellation of a test of this nature, 24 lakh students,
Completely agree with
is a matter of extreme last. So, because it may be, this
is absolutely right.
It may be, and therefore we are asking questions about what is the time at which the leakage took place. So that will give us an idea of what was the opportunity for dissemination. What is the modality?
Very pertinent.
Now, there are 56. Quick answer. If you're not sure.
One second. Mr. Solicitor, 1 second. Just one second.
Everything by
after. 1 second. One more thing I want to ask you is that with the kind of technology which we have today at our disposal, and the Government of India has its cyber forensic unit, is it not possible for us to run through the use of experts to bring some sense of confidence to the process? That you carry out a detailed data analytics exercise to see if there are suspicious markers. Now, we have to identify what the suspicious markers are. Okay. So, I just want to say one thing. Let us not be in self-denial.
absolutely
Right? Self-denial is only adding to the problem because now everybody knows there was a leak. So, we have 2 or 3 things. We have to see what happened for this exam, what we do in the ongoing process for the conclusion of this year's admission, and finally, which is the third aspect of the matter which we'll answer, what do we do to ensure that the leak does not take place again in the future? Or what are the steps we are taking to ensure that the dissemination in the future does not result in the leaks that we have encountered? On the last aspect, subject to hearing you, there should be a sort of a multidisciplinary committee consisting of the best experts, not necessarily only from the government, but people who have very wide experience and who are respected across the country. Today we are dealing, I don't have to emphasize it, we are dealing with the most prestigious of educational admissions.
and
Every middle class
which are the treasure of
middle class parents aspire their children to go to medicine or engineering, or now what are we doing to ensure that that this will not happen in future, and how are we planning to tighten the examinations process? Is there an audit being conducted by the government on what went wrong in the NTA? That's one aspect. What do we do? There's a third aspect. Second aspect, assuming that we are not going to cancel the entire exam, what do we do between today and the date of admissions to identify those who are beneficiaries of the fraud? And the first aspect, do we cancel the exam or do we allow the counseling to go through by identifying the beneficiaries? And on the first aspect, we'd like to know from the government, what have you done so far to identify those who are beneficiaries of the...
I can assure your lordships one thing. But we are not adversary.
Report to the CBI and Patna police. That is most important. Report to the CBI and the Patna police.
Mr. Solicitor, they have, from what they are trying to emphasize, we find that they place a great deal of emphasis on the fact that in the 20, 21, 22, 23, you had 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2, that is 4 and 1, 5, and 2, 7 students who got 720 out of 720 in 4 years. This year, we have 67 who get 720.
Which followed 6 of 10.
One second.
We have an answer with that is
I have one more question. What is the percentile distribution in this exam across categories, not just 720 out of
few centers?
No. The distribution of marks, is it skewed at the top? In the last year, suppose how many were in the bottom third percentile? In the middle third percentile, in the top third percentile. This year, in the sense that will give us an indicator, was the pattern, was it a paper leak? Was the examination pattern comparatively easier as opposed to the previous years?